GG's, boys.
What's up, everybody?
How's it going, everyone? I am Hercules Sam. I'm also joined with.
Desmond Mochi.
Miracle Worker.
All right, and we are on the Level Podcast. All right, so today we're going to start off with a little bit of news. Last week, or this previous week, we encountered AMC and GameStop going up in the stonks.
Yeah.
So,
The stocks.
the stonks.
Stonks.
How do we feel about this, gentlemen?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll just say my two piece and let you go, but I think it is crazy that GameStop is just going through the roof with their stock price right now. Of course, if you guys don't know, a Reddit group by Wall Street Bets has basically been, coming together to, fight these hedge fund managers in a way, and increasing, the stock of certain items that these Wall Street, these hedge fund managers are trying to short and trying to profit off of. Of course, GameStop is one of those. So is AMC, but for GameStop, it's huge. GameStop has been, to be honest, dying the last few years. Nobody needs to go to GameStop. You really don't get anything from going to GameStop. Like, yeah, you can pick up your consoles. Yeah, you can pick up your games, some accessories, some little knickknacks here and there, whatever it may be. But nobody goes there. I can literally go to the PlayStation store and download whatever I want. I can go to Walmart and get something like $10 cheaper that I would buy at GameStop. And
price match guarantee, man.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, but
it is, man.
Even to that sense, like, I have no need, to go to GameStop anymore. I loved GameStop. I, still do love GameStop. I love going in there just to see what they have. But that's more of a nostalgia. Like, it's honestly dying. I'm not gonna go in there and trade anything in because I'm gonna get fucking, $1.280 for the 20 games that I want to return or turn in. But it really just doesn't make sense. But this is huge for them. And people are saying that, hopefully they're going to stay around. And really, I just don't see it, just because of the market for stores like that. It's going to kind of be like a, Blockbuster back in the day.
Yeah, no. I don't know. For me, it's more like, me personally, I don't usually go in GameStop. The only times I ever go to GameStop is when, like, they have the collectibles and whatnot. Like, for example, I want to say last time I went to to GameStop, it was when I went to go get Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and they, for example, you pre-ordered the game and you get a collectible, with it, which was the gauntlet and whatnot. But no, that's the only time I ever go to GameStop. It's just to get like little knickknacks. I personally, I don't even go to get games anymore because all my games I get digitally. But besides that factor, the fact that, for example, that all that came, let's be honest, it all came from a meme. But it was just I want to say it's a good meme in a sense, only because it's actually, that's like something that's actually helping a company out. Even though, me personally, I believe that it needs a little touch ups here and there, especially with management and whatnot. I feel like GameStop, it has a necessity for being there. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, there's people that, don't have online features per se, so they need to, be able to go buy those hard copies. And honestly, GameStop has a great business model. Everybody enjoys that you can buy, yes, new games, but you can also buy those pre-owned games, because you can't really get that anywhere else unless you're like surfing Amazon or, eBay, Facebook Market. So, to be able to go into a store and be like, hey, I want a pre-owned, whatever, more than likely they have it. So that's also really nice, but at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, the only thing I'm not going to speak on is that debacle with the PS5 when it came out. That's all I'm saying.
No.
We're not going to talk about that. But
terrible business right there.
Yeah, but
that also falls into COVID restrictions, and then
of course it does. But the thing is, for example, the thing is when it came to that, it was like you should definitely have known that stuff like that was going to happen. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
People running around with bots and stuff like that, and I feel like that was one of the things that kind of hurt it. You know what I mean? And they definitely should have seen that in the future. And I feel like I personally feel like if they were to see that coming and actually tried something to prevent it, I just feel like it wouldn't have hurt them as much as it did.
Yeah, for sure. And that's one of the bad things, in the COVID-19 era. You can't go into stores, and everything's theoretically online, and that's kind of what killed Best Buy and Target and Walmart in the same sense. They're pushing out all of these releases for the Xbox and then the PS5 online, and it's like, okay, of course bots are gonna buy that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no way you're gonna fight that. So to me, that shit really sucks, but is what it is. I still have mine.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm glad GameStop's doing better now. I mean, more people made money off of GameStop through this whole stock than the entire time that GameStop has honestly been opened up to
around.
The public. Yeah, pretty much.
One dude's made like $2 billion or something.
Hey, you want $2 for your
it's nuts
for your PlayStation 5? That's how they would be.
It's nuts.
They really went on Reddit and were like, gamers unite,
Yeah.
But I don't know why they did it with GameStop, because it's like, if you own a PC, you have Steam, right? Everything's digital. And a majority of people, they can just buy their games online,
Yeah.
I think I only have one physical PlayStation 5 game,
So it's funny you say that. I was in GameStop probably 3 weeks ago. Yes, people have Steam. I was in there and I bought like, I think my Sailor Moon shirt or something, because it was in there, and I was just like, yo, screw it, for the e-girls, I'm buying it. But the dude in front of me literally bought a Steam gift card. He was like, yeah, I don't like to put my personal information on there, so I just come in here to buy the cards. And I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, like, what? I was like, okay, I guess like he's supporting a small business, but doesn't really make a big business in that sense, but it just didn't make sense.
I mean, it's smart because, there are hackers and everything out there. I know a lot of people that do that too. My buddy Nick, he does that for League of Legends because he just doesn't want to put his information in. And I mean, it kind of gets to the point of just being a hassle, honestly, because you're like, ooh, a new skin just dropped. Now I got to make my way to 7-Eleven to pick up, a $20 gift card or whatever. But, to each their own. If people want to do that, then that's fine. I mean, it is kind of silly if you really think about it. You have all your information put in. Hey, I live at this location. These are my, cards that I use, but to each their own, I can't really complain.
I mean, to me, I just thought it was, weird. I'm like, who does that? But, you bring up a good point. There definitely are people that do it.
Yeah. Other news this week, Hitman 3 came out, and from what my boy Herc over here said, there was a speed run that went through that was like, what, 23 minutes, 25
I believe
minutes?
It was 23 minutes and 30 some odd seconds. But yeah, no, I'm a huge speedrunner type of guy, so I like to go through Twitch and just see what people are speedrunning and all that stuff. And I happened to check on this guy. I forgot his user, but I was like, dang, man, he's gonna get 23 minutes and he beat it glitchless. Like, that's wild to me. Usually for me, I like to jump into games and just have a grand old time with it and take my time. But if that game could get beat in 23 minutes, then there really isn't anything that I'm like, I really want to take my time on, or I'm going to want to take my time on it just because I know I can beat it that quickly,
Yeah, for sure.
all around it looked like it was a very good stealthy sandbox type of game. You know, you have a lot of areas you can go and check out and discover, and with that game being, you know, a sandboxy game, you're going to have a lot of Easter eggs you can go and check out and, you know, discover and have a grand old time doing so.
Yeah, true. Because the second one definitely had a lot of Easter eggs that was pretty good. Also, what is it? Studio Ghibli actually tried their hand in CGI for a movie or short. I don't remember which because I was only able to see like a short snippet of it. But from what I've seen, you know, the traditional style is usually just traditional drawing. The first time of them doing a CG movie and whatnot was pretty good. I do encourage you guys to actually check it out.
Absolutely. Before we get into today's topic, though, one big, huge thing that has come about in the Player1 store is the new collection that we have just dropped. So I will post it in the chat. Go ahead and go and check it out and make sure y'all are supporting us and everything like that. But really awesome designs. I absolutely love it. I think yesterday I spent like $150 to get everything. I mean, I love the clothing. I'm a huge nerd when it comes to clothing and stuff like that. But we're gonna jump into this.
I just bought everything. You're a beast. Tactical dirtbag. You're
this
a beast.
Guy. Oh man. But before we jump into our first topic of the day, has anybody else got anything?
Yeah, no, I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
All right. Cool beans. Go. All right. So our first topic of the day is, in your opinion, was it better playing video games back when you were younger, or was it better since you are older? Who wants to start us off?
I can start. I can start this time.
All right, let's do it.
Now I know we were talking about it beforehand, but me personally, I feel like playing a video game now is not better than playing it back in the day. Because back in the day, you know, you have the shock value. Like I remember my first time, for example, playing. Let's see, I played my first RPG or sort of RPG was was Kingdom Hearts. Boom, we're just gonna go there. You know, you go through, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that guy, that
guy.
When I first started, you know, I didn't have a clue how to play RPG. You know what I mean? But I liked the story. I remember I went through the story. It took me, I want to say, maybe 2-3 months, and then I remember I got to the final boss. It was the final phase of fighting Xemnas. I want to tell you, for the longest time, I did not know you had to press both triangle and X at the same time while fighting him during the laser part with Riku and Sora. But you know, it just adds a lot of it's just different games you play for the first time when you're younger. You just have this wow factor. You know what I mean? And now, you know, going through a game and whatnot, you know, I play with my boys. You know, for example, League of Legends. You know, I'm playing League of Legends, and you know, I'm going through the whole thing, and I just feel like I'm not good at League of Legends, but you know, when, for example, I hear my boys on the Discord, like for instance, you got my boy K or you got my boy Kaz or whatever, you know, you just, I don't know, you just have this predictability of something. I remember there was one time I basically stayed all night talking to my boy Kaz, and we literally just had like a whole rant of, like, you know, different video games and what they like. They all do the same thing, and we definitely had it with the Boss Man, for example. You know, we were talking about how all games right now are the same. Like, everybody wants to be a Battle Royale. Everybody wants to be a Call of Duty. Everybody wants to be a Minecraft. Everybody wants to just be the same thing. Right now, it's like, if there's no like for me right now, there's no real game that has a wow factor. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's why I miss being younger and playing games than right now, you know? So that's what it is for me.
Absolutely. I just actually everybody has their pants on, right? I just started playing Persona 5. And let me tell you, thank you. I know.
It's about time.
About time. And I actually am enjoying that game. It's a little slow at the beginning, but the storyline hits hard. I love the anime aesthetics about it. I was playing it and my wife comes downstairs and she's like, "Ooh, what anime is this?" And I was like, "It's actually a video game." But I was very shocked about just the anime portion and how good the combat system was. I was like, man, there's a lot to do. But I definitely have to agree with Tactical Dirtbag. You know, when you were a kid playing a game, there really wasn't a care. You were just like, I want to go in there, mess stuff up, and if I level up on the way, cool, I'll get something else to go along with it. But now it's like you're playing games and you're like, oh man, I know everything that I know about video games. I'm gonna go look over here because why would they put this portion of the map in the game when it's clearly telling you to go one way to get to the next objective? So you go check it out and, oh, look at that. You found an ether or you found a better weapon or something along those lines. When you were a kid, you'd miss it. But at the same time, you really wouldn't have that care in the world if you missed it.
For sure.
Because at the end of most games, I'm like, I want to have 99 of, elixirs or just better weapons or the best weapon in the game. But as a kid, you were like, cool, I have a new weapon I can use. And it is truly amazing. But I agree with Tactical Dirtbag. Very, very, very well spoken.
Yeah, and just before I let you go, Miracle, like just this way. Just letting you. Just piggyback
somewhere up there.
Like how me and you were saying, like for example, back to the Kingdom Hearts thing and whatnot. A lot of people. What was it? We were talking about Sora's Heartless form. It was Sora's Heartless form. Back then, I used to love playing with that. Now it's just like once it pops up, I'm like, all right, I guess I lose this boss fight. I don't want to do this anymore. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just a lot of things back in the day you didn't expect and you can play around with and stuff. Now it's just like, oh, this happened. Okay, I'm just gonna restart the game. Oh, well, not the game, but the level or whatnot, and try something else. Or, for example, now we live in the like the age of modern technology. We could just look at strategies and whatnot, what to do. But that's besides it. But
wow, you look at strategies. That means you're not good.
No, I'm saying that you can look at strategies. But says the one who looks at strategies for Anthem.
For Anthem? What do you mean for Anthem? I haven't even looked at any strategy.
Hey, listen, it's okay. It's okay.
Anyways, guys, I'm split. It's so hard to choose. Part of me wants to go younger. Part of me wants to go older. It's really so hard. So for younger, you really like looking back. It's that nostalgia, the nostalgia of playing, Fallout New Vegas for the first time, or Skyrim for the first time, and you're literally going through it, and you're like, wow, this is one beautiful. Second of all, this is so technical, and everything that I have to do. I'm over here trying to snipe somebody with my bow from 300 feet away, and I'm just like, I'm aiming, I guess, good enough to where I can get the drop in the arrow to hit their head. But to me it's nuts because that's things that I used to strive for in Skyrim. Now I know that I can literally just run through with magic, and I can destroy the game with just magic alone. But truthfully, you guys bring up Kingdom Hearts 2. I loved playing that game. You guys remember, I can't remember the name of the little mini game, but where you would just hit the balloon up in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Is that in Kingdom Hearts 2 or is that in BBA?
That's like right when you go down the ramp, and it was right there.
It was
you're talking about with Roxas. Yeah, with Roxas. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
But I used to, kid you not, I used to play that game just to see how long my chain would be. And I would do that for hours on end. And now it's like I don't even care about that mini game because it doesn't really get me anything. It might get me an achievement, but every podcast, that's a lie. It's not. We probably talk about another game more, but we're not going to mention it this game.
I love Kingdom Hearts.
Listen, I'm going to mention it only because there is news to go with that game. That's all I'm going to say.
3 weeks talking about Kingdom Hearts. I love it. No, but anyways, you get to being older and you can just appreciate games so much more. You can understand the depth behind a story that you might not have been able to understand just because of a maturity gap, when you were younger. So for me, it's such a split because now I can go back and play games from 5-10 years ago, and they're a breeze. And not necessarily that I love that, but I love how I've just grown as a gamer, I guess you could say. I love that I can go back to these games and some things that were challenging to me are now a lot easier. Granted, there's games nowadays that are still a little challenging with some of the aspects that they put into games. Like I hate Dark Souls. I can't play it just because I hate going against bosses. And granted, I could probably pick up the sticks and get through a few bosses here and there, but it's just something that I don't want to do because I just been scared away from that franchise trying to play it when I was younger, and I couldn't get past like nothing. But for me, it's a split. It's hard to say.
Oh, no, I agree with you there. Before we move on to our next topic, I do have one question for you guys. If you could forget and replay one gaming franchise, what would it be? And like replay it so that way, obviously you can get the gist of it. But what would you just completely
franchise?
It wouldn't even have to be franchise. If you just want to do like one game, or if you do want to do a franchise, you can definitely do that.
Resident Evil series.
Okay.
Resident Evil series is for me.
What about you, Miracle?
That's hard. That's so hard. If we're gonna go a franchise, I have to go with my all-time favorite of Borderlands. To me, I think it's just an amazing franchise. And if I could legit play Borderlands 2 again and play Tiny Tina's D&D session DLC, like I would do that. It was so fun to me. And I remember, when it first dropped, can't even remember how old I was, but I guarantee I was like 14, 15. But it was so good. And I was just like so immersed into it. And I was like, wow, I love this.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to like realistically choose a game, it would probably be Skyrim because I love picking up, the controller, throwing in Skyrim, throwing on some mods, seeing what I can get away with. But now I think I'm oversaturated with it to where, let's take money, for example. I already know that I can go get all of this ore, make daggers, and just sell them back, and I'm gonna become rich sooner or later. Everybody knows about the invisible chest where you can literally just go get all the money, and then you go sell everything back to the Khajiit to where it just goes back to the chest, and it's to me. I feel like I'm kind of oversaturated in that aspect, just because I know that I can get away with that. It's in the game for a reason. But starting out for the first, few years of playing that game, because I was probably one of the only games I played for probably a year or 2 years straight, that, I would just love it. I'd go around and I'd just run through it, start over again, play with a melee sword or a two-handed sword, play through again, play with daggers, sneak everywhere. But now it's kind of oversaturated for me.
I mean, let's be honest. It's been on every system ever since it's been out. Like every system that's been released, it just
doesn't even need to be on Switch, but it's on Switch.
Well, it's next thing you know, it's going to be on mobile in the year or two.
Bro, mobile.
Hey, that would be legit, man. Take it everywhere you go, like OSRS. Got to play the old school RuneScape everywhere you go, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, it would be a little bit weird. I think I would forget the Kingdom Hearts series, but only play Kingdom Hearts 1. Just because you felt like the shiznit when everybody was talking about you are the only Keyblade wielder, and you have to save all of the world. You know, it really made you feel special. And then it came out with, the second one, and you're like, damn, everybody's got to get a Keyblade. All right, cool. It's the Oprah Winfrey show. You get a Keyblade. You get a Keyblade,
Yeah.
I mean, that's really how it feels. But yeah, it would. I think I would just want to replay Kingdom Hearts 1 because I loved that game so much as a kid. I kicked my sister off the TV when I got home from the Target just to play it, man. I was like, nah, you go watch that somewhere else. No, I didn't even say scoot over. I went up straight up to the VCR and I was like, eject, plug in the PlayStation. Here we go.
Get out of here,
man. We're gonna move on to our next topic. Let's see. Our next topic is going to be: what are some games that don't get enough attention because of what other people say?
Ooh. Oh boy. Let's see.
That one's so hard.
No, that one's hard.
My camera's freaking out. I gotta go turn on my lights. Keep going, gentlemen. I'll be right back.
So okay. I'm looking over. Tactical Dirtbag said Anthem. Island Sweetheart said Sims. I can agree to a point. Anthem is a decent game for what it is. It really is decent game for what it is. Granted, it gets a lot of shit, and the reason it gets shit is because you can only go so far in that game. You really can.
I agree.
You can only do so much in that game, and then it gets so repetitive. So last week in the podcast, I said, you know what, I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna try it out again. Yes, the game feels a lot better. It feels a lot more fluid. The movement feels better. They've added little tweaks here and there that are better. Yes, granted, I have nobody to play with. That game, yeah, you can solo it. But even now, I'm loading into strongholds by myself because nobody else is playing. So I'm like, I can't do a stronghold by myself. So, I'm over here literally LFGing, trying to find people that are going to downplay levels, with me. Is that bad? No. But, there's not enough people that are playing it to where it's not even worth it. And then Sims, everybody's going to give Sims shit, I'm going to be honest. Or Simps, bro. Or Simps. Like, everybody's going to give us shit. But it really is good. It passes the time. I spent like 4 hours the other day just trying to build a house. And it looked like trash. So yeah, I'm a simp to the game. But, people are going to hate on it. But, it's very enjoyable.
Yeah. Oh man! So, you go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
You got this.
All right. So, I brought it up earlier. But I literally have to say, me personally, Assassin's Creed Syndicate is a very underrated game.
Syndicate was the one in like New England, right? Where you played as the brother and sister?
Yeah. So for the reason why I say it's underrated is because, as you know, I don't know how many goddamn Assassin's Creed games there are, you know what I mean? But I think
quite a bit.
Yeah. But I believe that Syndicate came out literally after Unity. And we all know what happened with Unity. Unity was garbage. But Syndicate, for me, it was, I personally liked it because of the fact that you literally have the two, like you said, you have the brother and sister. The brother is more of a brawler type, and he hand-to-hand combat and everything. And you have the sister, which she's more of a stealth assassin. No, Brotherhood is definitely good. There's no doubt about that.
Black Flag all the way.
Brotherhood and Black Flag are my two favorite Assassin's Creed. But Syndicate,
Dead.
but literally I don't know. It's something about that game that like I loved it. Like you have the level up system, you have the different combat, you have different, you have the different weapons that literally, changes up play style. Shit, you even have a fight club in there. You know what I mean? You can earn some money.
We don't talk about that.
Oh yeah, you're right. My bad.
First rule: get out of here. Leave.
I do have one more game, but I'm gonna let Miracle. I'm gonna let Miracle go ahead and finish.
I already did.
It's a me.
But no. I want to say also, just the crew too. It's
yeah.
I just feel like it's underrated to a point because it's honestly a really good racing game. You have the people you play with. You can start up your own crew and whatnot, and you can do your own stuff. I just feel like it's very underrated compared to.
No, it's definitely good for what it is. It took the first crew, and it just expanded upon it. We're literally driving across the U.S. Granted, yes, literally, you're driving across the U.S. in like 20, 30 minutes. But for what it is, it's really good. It has amazing scenery values, whether you're hopping in the boat or the plane.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, to this day, I will not drive the planes. I hate the plane missions. Only reason I have yet to beat that game because I hate it. It's not worth it to me. It's so complex. I get dizzy. But
but it's just having like diversity within the game is pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I got two games. One of them's really old. One of them's somewhat new. The first one is Octopath Traveler. I think the only reason why a lot of people really don't like it is because it's turn-based and it's 2021. But this game came out in 2018. So a lot of people, I don't know why, but they just don't like turn-based games. So that's why this game was really pooped on a lot of, was just because of the turn-based game. But I absolutely loved it. Still playing it to this day because you have all 8 characters and you got to go through all 8 characters to complete the game, and you got to complete their story. Everybody gets their own unique story. It's a very path action type of game. But then the second one is an old game from 2000. I know a lot of people didn't like this game. It was called The Bouncer. It was made by Squaresoft. I don't know if anybody's played it here. But
that is a great game. I actually like that game a lot.
I loved that game, dude. Like,
just trash.
You never even played.
Worst game ever.
Oh my god.
No, the Bouncer was a very good game for its time. It definitely had, it definitely had its little flaws, and there were games at the time that overshadowed it. But I'll give you saying that game just brought back memories. That's all I'm gonna say.
It was such a great nostalgic feel type of game. You have to save the girl and you level up, and I just loved how it was like. It felt like it was Tekken because Tekken came out around the same time this game did, but they just made it in like RPG fashion where you just go around and you kick people's asses, and it was just so amazing. And then you leveled up at the end of the mission and you could put it into strength or dexterity and all this stuff, like all these little point systems you get. I'm listening.
Never disrespect Tekken like that again.
Listen, Tekken is not all that. If we had to rank those types of games, it would literally go Soul Calibur, Street Fighter, every other fighting game, and then
Soul
Calibur above Tekken.
Okay, well, hang on. All right. I'll take back what I
said. That's why his favorite game is Kingdom Hearts.
Don't you mess around, okay?
Hey, listen, You're gonna bring the boss man in here.
Hey, I'm not scared of that guy.
You say
He's about to be like, nah, he's probably like, yeah, Soul Calibur, pretty good game. I like that game.
Listen, you cannot tell me that Tekken is not a better franchise than both Soul Calibur and Street Fighter.
I'm not talking about franchises, because if we were talking about franchises, Tekken would take it because it was the first of its kind, and you would go to arcade stores back in the day just to play that game. I absolutely fell in love with Soul Calibur 3. It had a really good adventure system. You have a lot of people you can play as. I absolutely fell in love with it. My family, we all played it together. My sisters hated playing with me because I would only pick Keelik, and they said that I would do the same moves over and over again. But
that honestly sounds like you, though.
Just mashing buttons, dude. That's all I do.
That sounds like you, even when we play Smash. Oh, you know who you choose.
Listen, just because we were at that party that one time you wanted to go against me, I beat you, I dropped the controller, and I walked away. That was it. Okay? That was it.
Cap.
Okay. Hey, we'll rematch sometime. Anytime. Not today, though. But, man. Should we jump into our third topic of the day, gentlemen?
Let's run it.
Our third and last topic of the day.
Charles the Masher. That is him. That's what he goes by. He has a cape. Says the Masher.
No, it just has an M.
And then it just has like the A button and the B button. That's all he touches. He doesn't even move. He just tap, 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 tap. That's all he does. It's all right.
Oh, shit.
And then he heavy attacks. That's about it.
Well, like once a game?
Listen, a dub
is a dub. Time.
Oh, man, we got to get this guy out of here. I tried to come into another person's chat that I was moderating, and I had to kick him out.
Hey,
I don't know.
Let him be here. What's up?
All right. Anyways, our last topic of the day, gentlemen. Some gamers make a living from playing video games. Do we think that professional gamers are similar to athletes in other sports? Why or why not?
Yes.
Okay, why?
Why or why not?
Anyways, before I get started, Shroud, you're a god. I love you. If you ever see this, I love you. All right. Anyways, now that that's over with, just look at what Ninja has done. Ninja has literally built a career out of this. A lot of streamers have, a lot of professional gamers have.
Threatening kids, man. That's what you got to
do. In their no, okay, yes, Ninja is maybe not the best example, but I'm going to use him just because of his fan base. He's literally made an entire career out of, just playing video games. He gets paid respectively, with all of his endorsements and everything, what some NBA, NFL, MLB players make. He makes a lot of money just from playing video games. And yes, that comes from his support base, but it also comes from companies, endorsing him and, following along with, his content and everything that he does. I think, that really just speaks to, what it is itself. That somebody can do that. Then, like I said, Shroud, you have people like Shroud that any first-person shooter game that he picks up, he is going to be a god at. Just go watch his YouTube clips. He's literally making shots that I dream of making. Shots that, I make maybe one in every 10,000 shots I take. But he does that, all the time.
Yeah.
He definitely has, practiced enough to where he could be treated as a professional athlete. Because he's put in the time, he's grinded for his skill level, and then he can, take that skill to different games, in a sense, instead of, just being good at basketball or football or soccer or baseball. So I definitely think, they are, in retrospect, they are equal to athletes, professional athletes.
Okay.
I see what you're saying. But I wouldn't I don't know. It's kind of a touchy subject because you're bringing up a lot of, hey, you have this individual who's really good at what he does, so he should get paid a lot, kind of touchy because then if you really think about it, you got the WNBA and the NBA, but that's a whole different story for a whole different time. I don't know, because if you really think about it, you think about painters, right? Because for me, playing a video game and being extremely good at a video game is an art. But I wouldn't say, hey, we got competitive painting going on now. You know what I mean? You got the Mona Lisa versus
you could
painting. I mean, you could, but it's like, I don't know. The world changes over time. If you really look at it, 10 years down the road, esports is going to be humongous, and people are really going to be like, LeBron James, who is that? We got Shroudy Rowdy over here, who's going to be tearing it up in Counter-Strike or Valorant or whatever game he decides to play. Hopefully it's not PUBG because I can't stand that game. But, I don't know, man. Right now, I wouldn't say we can consider them to be as big as athletes. But on the competitive scale, yeah, Shroud is the god of FPS shooters. I was huge into him back in 2015, 2016 when he was playing, and he was the king of Reddit at the time. And that made me want to start playing Rank S and ESEA, Counter-Strike, just to get better and all that stuff. Luckily, it's died down because that was a habit that I was not wanting to follow, because competitive gaming to me is very... It's on another level. But I don't know. Comparing them to athletes is kind of hard to do because they just really stay in their rooms and they just do one thing. These athletes will be like, hey, I'm going to go to the batting cages and I'm going to make some fans' days, or I'm just going to go to the local hoop and I'm going to see, all these kids and play with them and probably like give stuff to them and all that stuff. Sometimes you'll be lucky and you'll hop into a match and you'll be like, cool, I'm in a match with Shroud, but that's about it. You're not face to face with him. You're not really, talking to him and all that stuff. And Ninja, let me tell you something about Ninja. I am not a huge fan of Fortnite. So when Ninja came about and he was like, oh, I'm playing Fortnite. That's cool, man. You're playing against 5-year-olds. My nephew plays Fortnite.
There's a lot of age individuals playing Fortnite.
I mean, I only play it just because my nephew wants me to play it. My nephew is 5. That's the only reason why I play it. Even when my brother-in-law wants to play it, I'll be like, cool, yeah, no, I'll be on Ghost of Tsushima. Let me know when you're ready to play. But I'm not playing Fortnite just to play Fortnite with you. I only play for my nephew.
Some people get on that game like, ooh, it's going to be fun. You can literally use Warzone as an example. People still get on Warzone even though Warzone's literally garbage right now. Just because they're unwilling to fix the gameplay, unwilling to really do anything to help the game. And that's, in a sense, kind of what I think Fortnite is. Granted, Fortnite's done a lot better against, cheaters, but I'm still playing against, little kids. That kind of takes the fun out of it for me.
Yeah. How do you feel about playing against kids, Miracle?
It sucks. They're better than me.
Oh, dang. He said, I get shot at once.
And they hit those 90s, and I'm just like, I can't even build straight.
Oh,
what are you talking about?
Well,
I just call them hackers and leave.
At least you don't teabag, teabagging.
Oh, trust me. Warzone, teabag all day.
Tag and bag, baby. Tag and bag.
Oh, my gosh.
But no. So I'm going to give my piece to it. I personally feel like, let's see. My piece to it is, yes, I feel like they do both deserve to be at a. I do feel like they both need to be in the same spectrum, because okay, you look at an athlete, right? What do? They have to condition their body. They have to eat healthy. They have to, they have to work out, stuff like that. Keep their bodies, ready and whatnot. Then you have your professional gamer, right? For example, somebody CS:GO, for example. matter of fact, let's stay on the sports real quick. You have to work with a team. You have to practice. You have to do this, plan up strategies. That and for I feel like for a sports member, and that plays on a professional team, that all that stuff is tiring. You know what I mean? And then you got your professional gamer. They have to condition their body. They have to make sure that the mental stays right because, like how you said, Herc, yes, they're sitting in one spot for most of the time, but at the same time, when they're sitting there and playing for so long, that actually affects your body. And then while they're playing and all that stuff, they take the same criticism that, for example, NBA players do, NFL players. Because I mean, rest in peace, but look at Ateka. Ateka was getting harassed and stuff like that through the internet, and that stuff was affecting him. It's the same way as NBA players and all that stuff. You have them physically going out and practicing for literally hours. You know what I mean? They have to, you got to keep up. You got to keep up with the meta. You have to keep up with, different aspects of different games. And like, let's say an update comes out and the meta changes. You have to perfect the new meta and whatnot. And you also have to make sure that you can still compete. Like, I'm not a big Ninja fan, and also I'm not a big Ninja fan, but I have to applaud him because he came out of the works and just that you put esports and gaming into the spectrum. You know what I mean? Like, I respect him for that because you have people like Drake. You have people. He had other people playing with him. You have different politicians, for example, came out and played Among Us. I just feel like all that is literally the same stuff that a normal sport professional would do. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Because all that stuff is literally draining. It takes a toll on your body. So, when NBA players go out, they have to take their time off season, whatever. For example, I feel like the people in the league for Player One, they have their off season. It gives them time to relax and just stay low and chill. And then when they can become competitive again when the season starts up. You know what I mean? So
yeah, they can go over new strats during the off season.
Yeah.
Kind of master their craft. For sure. And I would like to say yes, Fortnite's known for its little kids, but at the same time, they have a massive viewer base. They still do to this day. And like you said, Ninja, kind of he was one of the only people, not one of the only, but he was by far the best example for the people that really made it work for them. He took that game and he boosted it so much. Just one, yes, with his personality, but also at the time with his skills. He put in hours and upon hours mastering his craft for that game. I'm not saying he's the best Fortnite player by far because he's not, but he's definitely, one of the better players out there as far as streamers go.
Yeah, no, and also, I just want to put out there that me personally, I like looking. It's like how people look at like small businesses and whatnot. They're not huge on the map, whatever, but it's the same way for gamers. There's a lot of gamers who put hundreds, thousands, and doesn't matter how many hours that they put all that time and whatnot into becoming good at a game. I feel like they also need their shot at success, because it's like this Jimmy over here who's like 10 years old is better than freaking Tfue or Shroud, but no one sees them. No one sees him because Shroud and Tfue not already came up with, they already had the name. You know what I mean?
No, definitely. And I mean, it it really just goes into like the tournaments, like one of their first bigger tournaments, Booga won it. At the time, what was he, like 15, 16 years old?
Yep.
And he's winning a literal $1 million tournament just playing Fortnite. He's someone that's definitely, mastered his craft, yes, at a such young age, but he was able to compete with, adults in that respect. And, he was able to, go hand in hand with building and, shooting, throughout that whole tournament. And he did it better than most people do it. And he was a lot younger. So to me, really, you don't have to be any type of age, to get big. Like you said, yes, Tfue and Ninja and Shroud, they've already done it, and they already have their viewership. But, there's still people that are killing it, tearing it up, on the amateur scene. Even, hell, there's legit big streamers that will just go hound for like small streaming lobbies, and just they'll come in and they'll share their stream, and they'll give their love back to those minor streamers, and help them break out. And I think that's huge, honestly, too, giving back to the community.
Lydia wrote on the comment, what would be a recommendation for those trying to break in? That's a good question. I'm glad you brought it up. I feel like a good recommendation is like, we have all these social medias. We have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all that stuff. Just take the time. I mean, even if you're a console player, it doesn't take that much to like, record a little snippet of what of how you're playing and whatnot.
No, for sure.
Grab a flash drive or something, hook it up, save that clip, put it, or even if you have to, record it with your phone and then put it on TikTok. There's a lot of little things you can do to just to make yourself seem out there. Like, for instance, even if you're a bad player, even if you think you're bad, get on YouTube. You know what I mean? YouTube is one of the best places to go to start streaming, because yes, you have your internet trolls, whatever, but you also have people who would come in. They'll see how you're playing. They'll give you that advice, whatnot. You can meet great people through just putting yourself out there.
For sure.
Help you. I just feel like that's a great recommendation for someone who's actually trying to break in.
Yeah,
no, for sure.
You gotta start somewhere. Whether it is on YouTube or even if it's on Twitch or wherever you're trying to make your, impact, you gotta definitely start somewhere. Shroud didn't, it took him a while to accumulate all his followers and subscribers and everything like that. Same with Ninja. I think it was 10 years where he actually started to get recognition and started, streaming and making money off of it. You gotta start somewhere,
No, for sure. I don't really have recommendations because I'm not a pro, but what I would say is, it really depends on if you're trying to become a streamer or if you're trying to become that competitive player. It goes as small as, having a great personality for your stream, bringing in those loyal fans. And, yes, there are internet trolls, but even bad criticism it's still criticism. It's, still, they're still watching you. Even if they are hating on you, they are still taking the time out of their day to watch you. Yeah. Therefore, it doesn't matter what they're saying because they're still watching you. They're still helping your analytics run up. They're still potentially, raising your stream a few streams higher. So when people are looking for who they want to watch, they see you because you still have that hater in your chat, trying to tear you apart. Also, don't take your criticism, to heart, because some people are those trolls and they're just going to hate on you. They're going to bash you for streaming, even though you have 1 or 2 viewers. It doesn't matter. Definitely be thankful for the people that do support you, because at the end of the day, you have to support yourself. You're doing it for fun. You might not be doing it for a paycheck. You might, just have your boys on and you guys are just shooting the shit while you're streaming. So be it. And for competitive gaming, master your craft.
Consistency.
Consistency, but also look into smaller tournaments, because at the end of the day, most people, they might not get noticed for the first small tournament they're in, but if you keep a consistency of, going to these smaller tournaments and performing, somebody's going to take notice. At the end of the day, they are.
Shit, that's how Shroud did it. Shroud entered in so many tournaments before he actually started streaming, and hey, look where he's at now.
Yeah, and definitely keep it loose. Don't have gaming be your entire life, but take pride in what you do. Take pride in your work.
Yeah.
Just be confident in your craft, I guess.
Yep. Be consistent. Start somewhere. It takes a while nowadays because just trying to play games and stream it, it's very competitive. Even if you're just doing it for family or for friends, and you want to make that goal of I want to have 100 followers or 100 subscribers or whatever the case might be, that's going to take a while. Don't get discouraged after a month of trying, and you only have 30 to 40 followers. Yeah, don't get discouraged.
For sure.
Keep it going.
Like hell, I know for most of us, yes, us three work together. Surprise, surprise. But even when we stream, hey, I'm streaming right now. Come watch. You have a few friends that watch. That's great. Throw it up on your Facebook, throw it up on your Instagram, your Twitter, your TikTok, whatever. Hey, I'm live. Come watch, come hang out. And that's definitely how you're gonna, start building that rapport and start building those, loyal fans.
Quick shout out. How you doing, Victoria?
Hi, Miss Vicky.
Hello.
All right. Well, we actually have a couple minutes until the stream ends, so definitely let's talk to the chat. How we doing today, chat? Yeah, come on. Talk to us, chat. We want to hear from you guys. Are we doing good? Are we doing bad?
Yeah,
we want to know.
What's up?
Oh, now the chat.
Hey, I also want to. Hey guys, I just want to tell you. After this podcast, go back to the beginning of it when Debs had his hoodie over his hat and tell me he did not look like a turtle, because I promise you he looked like a turtle. There was no neck. It was just his face popping out. Best thing ever. Go look at it if you guys get a chance.
Somebody should have taken a clip of that, man. That would have been hilarious.
That's gonna be
trust me, it's gonna be here. He turtle head ass.
Yes, we actually did talk about Kingdom Hearts already. Tactical Dirtbag. Thank you.
Also, again, just to let you guys know, there was you know what I mean. There was new merch pop out. You know what I mean. Got this hoodie right here. This bad boy.
That's old merch.
That's old merch.
Still good merch. It's still good merch.
No, it's not just good merch. It's great merch. All right.
Damn, great merch. What's up?
Great merch.
Hey, I'm just saying. Just download the app, Player1NE Streetwear.
Heck yeah, we own the Night Collection. It just dropped.
And you don't have to download the app. There's an actual website. I know some people are concerned with that. I've heard it. There's a website. Surprise. But
at the plug. There it is.
Dang, you got the plug in the chat. There you go. Hit it up. I want the Tactical Dirtbag. I am sorry, they do not have a Player1NE thong, so false information.
And they don't have a do-rag either.
Yep, it's sad, bro. It's sad. But you know what? It's all right.
Well, it's all good. Be sure to look us up on Instagram and Twitter. Not just, the Player1NE, also look them up, but we also have our own separate accounts on Twitter and on Instagram. Also on Twitch too. So go ahead and follow Miracle Worker. Devs as well. And of course myself. We earlier this week we had what are the names of the Dragon Creek guys? Basically the developers for Dragon Creek hit us up, and they were wanting us to check out their games and stuff like that. We're going to be checking it out later on this week. I will be streaming it this Wednesday around 8 to 9 Mountain Time. So go ahead and follow me on Twitch at Hercules Ham.
And then for me, follow me on Twitch at Miracle K Worker. I'm definitely going to be streaming it. I don't know when I'm going to be streaming it. I'll definitely, throw that out to you guys later on as I do get closer to, streaming that game. But I look forward to it. I messed around with it a little bit earlier today. It definitely looks fun. I'm, definitely interested in playing it. But it's on Steam. Dragon Creek, go look at it. There's a trailer, kind of, gives you a small little gist, but it's, definitely a good game. As far as an indie game goes, definitely look forward to it.
And there's a promo. I think it's 15% off right now until February 5th. So,
yeah.
But February 3rd is when I will be streaming it. I haven't played it, so we're going to be going on this adventure together. Blind playthrough. We're going to see it and have fun with it.
Cool.
That's all that matters. The whole bikini set. Yes, Papa Collide, we would absolutely love for you to be a model for the bikini set. Can I put my Twitch handle in chat? Yes, give me uno second. It's for me. It's literally just Hercules Ham. But
yeah, for me, I will. That's my emoji.
Yeah, I will throw it up in there real quick. Boom, and then here I'll even go to Dev's account and put it in there too. Momochi. What? Don't I follow you? I swear I follow you.
Wow. Can you believe this, guys?
Hang on. I'm looking for it.
Friends.
Do I not follow you? What?
I can't believe it.
Dude.
I hate it. I hate it here.
It's okay. Nah, here's my
Hey, there you are. Golly.
See, you had me the whole time.
And my dog is barking. Hang on, I'm about to go beat her up. Hang on.
Whoa, we don't.
There we go.
We don't beat kids here, guys.
Hey,
don't
listen,
do it.
I do. All right.
That's respect. I respect it.
Only in Fortnite, though.
Somebody, listen. Somebody has to beat them.
Dude.
No comment on that one. But it looks like it's about that time, guys.
Where's Sackets? A link mine to her. Link mine.
I can't even find you on Twitch. So
Miracle K Worker. The K is silent.
Yeah, the K is silent.
That's what messes people up.
Oh, dude.
They don't know about it. The struggle. That's actually funny story. It was a typo when I first created my, gamer tag back in the day.
The plugs are there.
The plugs are there. We salute you.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
You're a hero.
Hey, we've reached 100 messages for today. Nice.
Hey, guys.
Level up.
We love you all.
All right.
We do.
Well, all right, guys. It looks like it's about that time. I appreciate everyone for joining us today for this podcast. Be sure to we're going to definitely come back again next Sunday. We do it every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Don't forget to check out our merch. Player1 Streetwear just dropped today. Yesterday. My bad.
Sorry.
It's so new and it looks so good. I just love it.
Just today.
Again. I appreciate Herc and Miracle for joining us. Well, you guys have a good one. Peace.
Peace out.